Okay, back again. Now, I have been fiddling with him. I have to christen him a him because I've got too many girls. So, um, just making little adjustments again. As I said, you just keep on going. That's the most time-consuming part of it. Adjusted the lips as I wanted and did a bit more smoothing and so forth. Now, we're going to have to start to build up on the top of the head. I've rolled out a piece. It's about so thick. And we're going to put it on top of his head like a bonnet. Where the other one ends, where we've added it, just on top of that. Make sure, front on, that you're looking at it is equal on both sides, the amount of clay. And then you start to bring it down and blend it in. Now, none of this has been baked yet, so you have to be very, very careful where you, especially as you build up more, there's more areas to squash, so where you're putting your fingers and thumbs and how much pressure you're applying, that's another very important thing, and you will learn with time. It's not something that can be taught really. And so you just gently smooth it in and get rid of the seam lines. And you can see the whole head taking on a different look altogether once you've done different things to it. Always keep in mind as well, all babies' heads are wider at the back and than the front. The front is not going to be as wide. So you can see there's a bit of a rise there. We're going to blend that back into the head. But first we have to get rid of these seams. Okay. And always making sure that it's symmetrical, as I said before. Both sides of equal size and everything. Go to the back and get it also blended in. Both sides. And we'll judge whether he needs more to the top of the head or not as we go along. But just be careful that you don't squash other parts that you've done. Now, I'm used to working with them like this. I've seen other artists that stick their heads on, I don't know what you would call it, probably a piece of wood or doweling or something. Some of them have stands. I do use the stands basically for storing, not storing so much, but for allowing them to sit and rest for the bigger ones. But for the smaller ones, I just place them on the table where I'm working. And you do need to rest your clay. If it's got warm now, it was cool this morning, but it's got warm. So when your clay starts to get too warm, it'll show you that by becoming a little bit sticky tacky or whatever, and not sort of dinting a lot more with you working on it, then it's time to let it rest. So you can either do one or two things. You can just leave it on the table, go away, have a cup of tea, or take a break, do something else and come back to it later when it's cooled down. Or you can put it in the fridge for a little while, say 15 minutes, take it back out and start working with it again. When I start something, I like to try to do as much as I can before I have to get on to something else. So unless my clay absolutely is begging me to stop working with it, excuse me, terrible throat today, I don't stop. And yes, you can roll it to get it nice and smooth. And now what we're going to do, we're going to look at it from different angles to see whether it's coming up to the standard I said before. So we're going to push the head in a little bit on the, just here on the sides of the forehead, just like that, gently. As I said, the back of the head should be wider. And just smooth a bit. And blend, obviously, same thing. We're going to now indicate with our thumbs where the jawline's going to be. But again, we're going to come back and redo it again. This is just for my own reference. So I believe that this little one may need more to the top of the head. But before I make that judgment or conclude to that, I'm going to do the back. Look at it side on, and a baby's head should be like an egg shape. So you don't want it too big in the back, but you want it so that it gives it that width there. So we roll out another piece of clay and apply it to the back of the head this time. I'm going to put you back on hold for now, and I'll be back to show you how to do that.